Guys, I'm going to do some multitasking here. Look, this one's for the DJs who are sharing and liking some of this far right content. Guys, you should be ashamed of yourselves, especially those of you, lots of my friends, if you want to call them friends, lots of my peers are from a hip hop background, they're playing house music, and you're sharing far right stuff, liking the posts, and basically legitimizing some of this stuff. I know loads of people went down some sort of weird rabbit hole post-COVID, but that's no excuse. Many of you guys are playing hip-hop, house music. Where did this music come from? Guys, come on, you know the history. Many people are playing music from a bass background, from reggae, which is the foundation of a lot of things anyway. Listen to the artists you're playing. Hip-hop music. I mean, where did that come from? Where did house music come from? You not remember the late 80s, all those tracks, C.C. Rogers, Sterling Void, all of those things. I shouldn't even have to explain about hip-hop. And okay, a couple of the rappers have gone down the wormhole themselves. It's a shame to see people like Ice Cube being so kind of illuminating as a youngster and supporting Trump. But look, this is for DJs and artists as well. There's rappers in Ireland and in England, but there's rappers here, and I see your names popping up under these posts, liking them. You're from a black music background. It doesn't matter what colour you are. This is the music. This is where it came from, and you're liking this kind of like the artists, the people who made this music, the people who you owe it to. You're basically going against the whole history of it. It's really embarrassing. I mean, there's people basically using hip-hop and dance music. Loads of people in the dance music community and hip-hop community are basically going down this kind of path and sharing this conspiracy stuff and being anti-migrant, all this kind of stuff, which in turn is causing havoc. There's people being attacked basically in Ireland and England and other places. And you're from a hip-hop background, you're from a house background. There's people using hip-hop, like almost cosplaying it. Look at McGregor, right? The rapist, the racist, the boat. Look at him. He's built this whole thing, notorious MMA. He's using hip-hop. He still uses rappers, right? A lot of them are idiots in my opinion. But anyway, he still uses them to this day as part of his image. And then he's going, telling people to torch migrants. Apart from his own actions, this is what he's been saying, just the rhetoric he's been giving. And he used the whole Biggie Smalls thing, then he's basically using that as a kind of, I don't know, just using it basically. And you guys are using that if you're playing this music. If that's what you're doing, you don't deserve to play the music. You don't deserve to play house music, anything from a reggae background, hip hop. I mean, it's really embarrassing, to be honest. We are music people. We should know better. If you're a rapper, if you're a singer. I mean, luckily, many of the artists here are the ones who've been most active for Palestine, most active from an anti-racial perspective. And a lot of these people, it's not just racism, it's not just anti-Zionism, genocide, whatever you want to call it. A lot of the same people, it's anti-women. Look at McGregor, obviously, but basically, look at all of these far-right people. They're anti-LGBT, everything else. So, I mean, I can't understand how you would be sharing it, posting it, liking it. And we see it, like, it's public. A lot of the likes are public. I mean, the Gomi, who I've basically, using him as an example, the amount of people who are from a dance music background, from a hip-hop background, who are liking this stuff, sharing this stuff, it's really embarrassing to me. And I know I've had arguments with a couple of you personally, but it really is. You shouldn't be going near hip-hop, you shouldn't be going near dance music, you shouldn't be going near house music. This is not what it's about. This music came from a struggle against oppression. It stood up for the people who basically are being kind of vilified by the people that you're now liking and amplifying. And don't even get me started on the Irish music side of things. Do actually. Luke Kelly, Sinead O'Connor, Christy Moore, they're using this music, they're using Shane McGowan. I've seen them using Phil Lynott, Lynott, whatever you want to call it. I think it was Lynott he preferred. Anyway, they're using this music on their TikToks, using the music of people like Shane McGowan. Look what he stood for. Look what Christy Moore stands for. Look what Sinead O'Connor, I mean a hip hop fan herself. And you're using her music. You're using Luke Kelly. It's bad enough that you're using all the Irish nationalist leaders and the rhetoric, and it's bad enough what you're doing to the flag. We shouldn't be ashamed of our flag, but you've actually turned it into, it's what people in Britain and Ireland are doing. You're using the flag for the wrong thing. The British flag and the Union Jack and all that stands for a lot more, whatever. But our flag was a flag of unity, and people shouldn't be embarrassed to be using it. And you've actually turned that now where the worst people are using it. They're even kind of doing this kind of like Union Jack and tricolour thing together. Like, get a life. Like, we know where this is all going. We know where it's coming from, should I say. Hopefully, I don't think it's going to go so bad, but people should be embarrassed. Anyone in the music community, sports as well. And I've talked to a lot of people who can park it. Like, they're still cheering on the Uniteds and Liverpools or whoever. They're still celebrating their Salahs or whoever, right? Scores a goal at the weekend. And they're still being racist against whoever, against people of colour, religious, whatever. It's crazy, man. I can't understand it. Sport, music, we should really know better. Like, everything is built on unity. And there's people out there basically trying to divide us and spreading hate in the name of music, and using our music, using Irish music from people who stood up against that. And they're using hip hop music, black music, African American music, whatever you want to call it. They're using this to soundtrack their hate. House music, there's this terrible song on TikTok, that rap song. That guy, like, I work with lots of people in other communities that have been received prejudice over the years. Like, for example, I work with lots of traveller teenagers, and they have told me about some of the stuff that they have experienced over their lives. And lots of them actually were fans of that guy Jordan McCann, who tapped into that. And now he's released this song, like, Free Ireland from the Migrants. Like, this guy is from Manchester, right? And he's just doing it basically, I don't know, man. Like, this is just really depressing that people are using hip hop and dance music, and the dance music DJs and hip hop DJs and rappers are actually tapping into this. I'd love you to explain yourself to anyone, but you shouldn't be going near it. I'm not going to tell you, like, you shouldn't be well, I mean, come on, like, how come you actually, how do I say it? How come you are so offended with being called a racist or far right, and then you're going, clicking like and sharing these videos and kind of like following these people who are spreading the hate? I mean, I don't know how you can compartmentalize everything and go back and listen to your hip hop records about the struggle, or you're going to the history of house music and disco, and folk music and rock music, and that this is against oppression. So people are hijacking our flag, our music in Ireland, and in a general sense, it's not mine, but I've always been accepted in a hip hop perspective, regardless of race or whatever, like lots of white people who've contributed positively to the culture, whether it's the Beastie Boys, Arthur Baker, Mac Miller, whoever else, Slim Shady, whoever else, doesn't matter really. This is about unity. That's what hip hop was built on, that's what dance music was built on, from disco, and if you want to go back to the blues and jazz and soul and gospel and everything else. The Irish traditional music is not my speciality, but the artists I mentioned who have a deep groove for, like the Sinead O'Connors and the Luke Kellys and the Pogues and whoever else, right, Christy Moore, like, these people were all fighting oppression with their music, and it's a disgrace really that people are hijacking it like they've done with the flag for needs of hate really. And you should be embarrassed really if you are doing that. And that's my rant over.